as Toronto Public Health steps up restrictions on those gatherings, a lot of couples are now being forced to scale back their big day. CityNews web writer and reporter Dilshad Burman joins us now with more on those public health recommendations and how one couple had to adjust. This is a difficult time both for the businesses and the couples and families themselves. Good morning to you, Dee.
Good morning, Mel. Yes, that's right. Like you said, Toronto Public Health has some very extensive guidelines if you do choose to go ahead with your wedding during this time. Now, currently, if it's a banquet hall or an event venue, you can have 50 people inside or 100 people outside. If it's at home, in your backyard, or at a residence, you can have 25 people outside and 10 people inside. And those aren't combined totals, it's either or. Now, I spoke to a Toronto couple that actually had to cut down their guest list drastically, not once, but twice, and they had to do 2 rounds of uninvitations.
Doug Ford made the announcement that they were reducing the number of people that could gather outside and indoors as well. So the reduction to 25 meant that we had to uninvite 12 people. I went into shock. I just went quiet. Like I think my dad was just like waiting for me to freak out, and I didn't know what to do.
I feel for that couple, Dee. Sorry, go ahead.
So actually, that reduction was the second time around. They started with 186 people. The invitations had already gone out for a July wedding. They moved it to September, hoping that they could continue to have that big wedding. In the middle of that, they cut their list down to 27. In July, Toronto went into stage 3. They brought it back up to 37. And then 24 hours before their wedding, that's what happened, and the limits went down again. So unfortunately, they had to invite, uninvite, uninvite. And then finally, of course, they figured it out. They had a beautiful day with 25 people in Rebecca's parents' backyard. And then the rest of the people just joined in on Zoom, which is also one of the recommendations that TPH has. They said, just have a virtual component so that people can still attend that way.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I know a few people who have gotten married during this time or have now started to reevaluate some of the plans. It's a tough one, right? You want all your loved ones there with you. You want to celebrate. But the thing is that at least people understand. They're understanding if you're getting the uninvite, at least you get it, right?
Absolutely. And the couple said the exact same thing. They said it was really, really hard. They took 2 days to write out the email to let people know, but people were really, really understanding. And I mean, it's the time, right? This is just one of those things that you have to adjust to as you go along. Along with all of the other recommendations, really, that TPH has put out. One of them that I found really funny was, interesting and funny, I guess, is to limit alcohol service, because basically once the wine gets flowing, people get a little bit relaxed. You might not really keep your social distance like you should. So lots of those kind of recommendations that you might not think of. I have more of that up on citynews.ca right now, and I'm going to have more with this couple and another couple up on City News at 5 and 6 today.
Oh, Dee, thank you so much for this. Yeah, it's a challenge indeed, and a lot of people are just putting off the wedding and hoping that the future holds something brighter where they can go back to. Stephanie Henry is putting up her hand right now saying, yes, she is one of those people putting it off. All right, Dee, thank you so much. Looking forward to your report tonight.